Hello, I'm Jemma. I'm from Crumbs and Doilies Cupcakes. I really want to show you how to make some awesome cupcakes. The first thing you need to do, apart from having cupcakes obviously, is to learn how to make perfect buttercream. So we're going to do that right now. Buttercream obviously has butter in it. You're going to need 200 grams of this. You want to make sure that your butter is nice and soft. This one's straight out of the fridge, so like if I tried to use this, it would be really difficult and it would take forever. And it might even break my mixer. And maybe my soul. I'm going to use this freestanding mixer. I'm just going to turn this on. We're going to have it going on like a medium speed. If you don't have one of these, you can use like a hand blender, the ones with the 2-prong mixer things that go in. They're pretty good actually for small quantities. And if you're really old school, you can do it with a wooden spoon, but you know, get ready to pump because that is hard. As you can see, it's so much paler than it was when it went in, and it's like fluffed itself up. Now it's ready to have some icing sugar put in. So this is 450 grams of icing sugar, which I've sifted. I'm just going to sling half of that in. Starting on a low speed, which is really important because if you don't, you're going to end up with a face full of icing sugar, which has happened to me many times. Let's get this stuff in. And just do exactly the same thing as you did a minute ago. Just start slow and increase the speed. People always ask us how we get our buttercream to be so white. The only trick to look like really pale and really lovely, soft, smooth, fluffy buttercream is time. A lot of people just rush it and they end up with something really thick and stodgy and kind of like claggy, which doesn't make a very tasty cupcake. So just give it some patience. Patience is a virtue. Now we're going to add some milk to make it really lovely. So right down to minimum speed, 2 tablespoons for this amount. No matter how good these mixes are, there'll always be a bit it can't reach, either at the bottom or around the sides, or both. So get your spatula in there and give it a bit of a poke around just to make sure all of that stuff is getting mixed up as well. I want to put some vanilla extract in. For this amount of icing, maybe like half a teaspoon. Use the good stuff, don't use vanilla essence. I don't even know what that is, it's gross. The buttercream's ready. Oh yeah. Really soft and velvety and fluffy and gorgeous and yummy. It should also taste good, hopefully. There's no way it's not going to taste good. So before you start, just get your utensil, whatever you've got. I'm using a spoonula. It's kind of like a spoon, kind of like a spatula. It's a spoonula. But you can use anything really. Palette knife's good, or even a teaspoon would work. To cover a cupcake with buttercream, you want about this much to start with, like a squash ball perhaps. Grab your cake, we're going to plop the icing on, and then we're going to bounce it around at the same time as turning the cake like this. So here goes, plop, and then plop, turn and bounce. It's kind of like tapping your head and rubbing your tummy at the same time a little bit, but once you have a few goes at it, you'll probably get the hang of it. So you're going to cover the whole cake, but be mindful that you're not splushing it all over the sides, and then once you get to the top, just give it a little flourish like that. You want to make sure that your buttercream is still wet, so don't wait too long before you sprinkle it, and then when you get around to sprinkling it, just grab some and just from a height, just kind of sprinkle. So there we have it, a beautifully hand-iced buttercream cupcake for you to eat or share or just eat.